Good afternoon, everybody. Saturday, September 2023. I don't know if it's the 2nd or the 3rd. It's Labor Day weekend. And we're going to do the crankshaft position sensor on my 2002 Buick Lesabre. I used the regular jack on the pinch weld. I'm just going to put the other jack under it as extra support. This is an impact grade 19mm socket, and I used my 1/2-inch drive to jack up the car easier. And now I'm taking these off, just loosening these, and I'm going to raise this jack a little bit more and put the heavy duty jack as an additional support. Okay, as you can see, the wheels off, car supported. Now I have to remove this this plastic cover so I can gain access to the crankshaft, which is right beyond this cover. So I'm going to pop some of these plastic fasteners off so I can get access. So this is the one that you really have to get out. Here's what it looks like. So you want to pull the top out. You need to pull the top out a little bit. Then you can pull the bottom out. So all you need is a flathead screwdriver. You don't need the needle nose. Flathead screwdriver to get under the cap. Okay. Then I use the vice grip, not to griller it, just to get on this cap and pull it. And then you get behind this big piece and pop it out. Now to put these back, you push it in the hole, and you push in this part. So you push the base in the hole, then you push in the center part that looks like a nail head type thing. So when you peel this back, I think I'm going to take out some more of these. There's the bolt we have to get out. Okay? But I got to undo my serpentine belt. And I'm going to just take out some of these clips to have easier access. I'm going to take this whole bottom plastic piece out. Okay, I had to take out 5 fasteners. You may have 1 or 2 more, or 1 or 2 less, depending on if your mechanic put it back or not. Here's what it looks like. Just pulled right out. There's your windshield washer bottom. Oh, look at this. Some dirt in there. Hold on. And put the torch on. Ew, look at that. Good thing it's not a bee's nest or anything. Oh, clump of dirt. Okay, so I'm going to go up front and up top rather. And there's the bolt we have to get off. Got to get the serpentine belt off first. So I'm going to go up top and do that. Okay, just take note of your serpentine belt routing. It's a 15mm. I'll show you. So it goes around the compressor, under the crankshaft, curves to the front of the car to go over the water pump on the back side, over the tensioner on the back side, then on the power steering pump on the inside, backside, I mean outside, and then over the other. So anyway, this is a 15mm with a breaker bar. You definitely don't need something this big. See what happens when you see this. That's all you're gonna do. Okay, that gives you enough slack to get the belt off. You don't have to struggle. So here's my belt. It's a funky one. And it's kind of old. It's called a gator belt. Gator back. There's the port numbers. 6PK2345 or 4060922. Okay, the belt's off. There's the 3 holes for the puller. I gotta get this bolt off. See what size it is, and on the side there you could see the connector going into the crankshaft positioning sensor. All right, a 24mm. Hold on. 24mm socket fit over there. Now we just got to get this bolt out. I'm gonna try with a breaker bar. I do have an impact, but it's an electric one. It's a Kawasaki. It's not that powerful. I'll try with a breaker bar first. All right, I tried this breaker bar. Didn't work because I'm turning the engine, so I'm gonna have to find a way to stop the pulley from turning. Some people like bump the starter. I'm gonna try. I have an electric impact. I'm gonna try that on it. See if that'll work. I already PB blasted it with the penetrant. Hopefully that'll help. All right, so here's my method. I don't know if this crank spins clockwise. Hopefully it does. So I have the breaker bar on here, and I have it resting against this strong cross member. This is pretty strong. I doubt it's going to break. Okay, and that's going to rest against there. The starter's going to turn the engine clockwise. I got to make sure it's turning it clockwise. This is going to hit here, and that should break the bolt. Loosen it. I already got the PB blaster on it, so that should help. Okay. Bye. Okay, let's see if that turns clockwise. Let's see if the engine turned clockwise. Okay, everybody. The method I devised worked. So you get your 3-foot breaker bar. You're up here, you put it, look, that baby's all loose. You put it on the nut. You rest it on this engine bracket here, okay? Took me 3 bumps. The first, my battery's a little low from troubleshooting this car. All right, so you get this on here, you get it tight. 3 bumps. This is a one-person method that I just invented. I'm proud of myself, okay? So that bolt's loose. And make sure you hit it with penetrant. You know, less stress on your starter, less... I mean, nothing bent here at all. I mean, Just make sure you have a good breaker bar so it don't snap on you. And she's loose. I can unscrew it by hand now. There she is. She's out. It's got a little oil on the threads already. I don't even think my PB Blaster made it to the threads. But it did help. It helped unseat this flanged head. And that's what, here, let me put the torch on here. Now I'm gonna go get the puller. That's what you're looking at. Gonna get the puller screwed in. Get this pulley off. Don't get these threads dirty. Okay, so now we have to get the harmonic balancer off, slash pulley, slash reluctor wheel rings. And I bought this puller from Amazon. It's supposed to be specifically made for a 3800. Okay. This I read that they call this a duck's foot. I've used pullers before. And I have a puller in my garage, but I wanted to... I don't really have time to mess around. I got to get this job done. So I don't want to use a puller that had the wrong bolts. Puller's pretty self-explanatory. 3 bolts, 3 washers. I'll show you how you set it up. See this part here? This goes in the big center hole. Okay. Uh-oh. Like that. I don't like that. I almost dropped it. Be careful. That's where that goes. Then this goes flat side out. There's 3 holes. And you're going to screw these 3 bolts into those 3 holes with washers. And then you just run this thing down the center. And it pushes on that piece that you just put in there. And draws it out. I'll set it up. Okay, I got the bottom one in. Now I have to do the 2 top ones. And the washers. Remember, flat side out. Otherwise you're going to bend your bolts. These just... You don't even need a tool. Just thread them all the way down till they stop. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, I'm just going to get the 3rd one on the left top. You don't use all the slots, just 3 of them. Okay, now there's your tool is in there, set up. The first piece we put in already with the concaves, with the pointy side forward and the concave side out. And now you're going to thread this bad boy through and use your ratchet. Okay, and then it's going to draw the thing forward, draw the pulley out. This takes a little time because you got to get it in like an inch or so before you're even against the before you're in the indentation. Okay, it's starting to pull already. So then you just put your ratchet on here and you're going to turn clockwise. Keep turning clockwise. This particular part is a 19mm. So just get your 1/2 inch ratchet and tighten that in. And the pulley should slide right out. And be careful, don't drop it because it's got the reluctor wheels on it. On the back side, you don't want to damage them. Alright, she's getting a little tough now. So I'm going to put the phone down so I can use 2 hands. But she's definitely sliding off of it. Nice. Okay, at this time you want to pay attention. Here's the damper, it's out. There's the pulley. So that's the puller on it. You see how that works? And my key is on top. So let's go to the car now. And see that Woodruff key? That puppy's at 2 minutes to midnight. I don't know. Maybe 3. So when you put your pulley back on, make sure that this slot is aligned, the female slot aligned with the male Woodruff key. Sometimes that could fly out too. Alright, so here, there's this piece of plastic under your connector right there. We're gonna just pop off this piece of plastic, and there's your crankshaft position sensor right there. I don't even know if mine's bad. I may be doing this all just for fun, because this car's not starting, so I figured I'd give this a shot. Okay, just to reiterate, you're gonna move that little tab back towards you on the connector so you can pull the connector off. Don't pull it from the wires. Then we're going to remove this plastic covering here. And then there's 2 bolts to get the sensor out. I'm gonna go plug my phone inside now and charge it up a bit. It needs to be charged. Okay, as you could see, the connector's popped off there. You can see the connector right there. And there, to get these off, see, there's 3 mounting points. 1, 2, there's the piece coming out there. And 1 there. So 2 go on the stud nuts, I call them. You see, 2 go on there, which mounts the sensor, and 1 goes on here. See, so it's these things, what I use to get these off. If you're lazy and don't want to be bothered, just buy a new piece and break it off. But stick screwdriver in these cracks and spread it apart and pull it out at the same time. So I use some picks, some flatheads, small flathead, long flathead, and some of these automotive pick tools to spread out the fingers a little bit. But the problem is you have to kind of do it simultaneously while you're pulling off the plastic. So, you know, I just kind of wedged in a pick on one side, then wedged in a pick on the other, then I grabbed the cover and pulled it off. And it has a harness running through it. So, okay, so let's cut to the chase here. You're going to use your deep socket, 1/2 inch, and unscrew the sensor. It is now free to come out. It's getting dark, I got to hurry. Here's the new part. Make sure the contacts aren't bent. It smells good. Doesn't smell burnt out like the other part. So we shall see. Let's get this on. I just cleaned the guide pin. I didn't spray anything on it because I don't want anything to react with this plastic and make it crack or anything. I don't know. So let's put it on. Okay, I had to abort. I didn't want to force this on, so I'm going to put spray a little silicone oil in the hole so it slides over that pin. This pin better. It's got to be a tight fit because that's the alignment. That's the alignment for, let me show you. See these slots? I mean, they're pretty wide for these reluctor wheels to spin in. So I'm just going to spray some oil in the hole and on that pin because you don't want to drive the bolts down and force it down because you'll crack it. It's plastic. Okay, so I pushed the sensor on the peg into the hole as far as I could by hand. Then I threaded the 2 bolts by hand. It's hard for me to see. The sun is reflecting back in my eyes here. There's the top one and there's the bottom one. And then what I did was I just took my ratchet, not my ratchet, just by hand, you know, screwed in the bottom a little bit, then the top a little bit, then the bottom a little bit, then the top, up. And you could stick your fingernail under the black part here. Where is it? Here, and kind of see, you know, on the top and bottom to see how close the plastic is to touching the back surface. So now I'm just gonna carefully tighten them down. Good to go. Self-aligning. Gotta love it. I didn't like the old ones that they had to be aligned. This is a much better design. Okay, the bolts are tightened. Now you simply just gonna take this cover, and there's one on the left top there on that peg. There's the hole that it goes in, and then the 2 on the 2 stud nuts that these 2 that you just mounted. This cover goes in. Then you plug in the connector. Okay, now I plug this in. Make sure it goes all the way in and clicks, or at least locks. You may not hear it click. Now remember, I said my Woodruff key is at close to 2 minutes to midnight over here. See? There it is. So I popped on the cover 3 places. 1, 2, 3. That was a pain to get that off, that cover. But look, these are nice and aligned. You don't have to line them. That's where they go. And there's a big enough gap here in these sensors that these rings are not going to hit it. Impossible. All right, so I'm going to put this on. Torque it. I got to go online and see what the torque spec is for my for this bolt. I think it's 100 or 120. Don't hold me to that. Make sure what it is for your car and torque it to the right spec. Here's all my apparatus. That I used. This is a great metric set from Harbor Freight. Impact grade. Vice grip, tried that, didn't work. Breaker bar, worked. Okay, let me put the phone down and get some work done here. So I'm checking the rubber damper in there. This car has low miles on it, but you know, age. It is 21 years old, right? 2002 to 2020. So it is 21 years old. There's a damper in there. Maybe I'll wipe this a little bit. You don't want to get any debris in this, where this slides over. Where this slides over that spindle there. It's a very tight fit. Okay, I just cleaned this a little bit. I'm going to turn it upside down. Be careful, don't get anything inside here. It's all clean. Just going to blow it out and then install it. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this video. She's on. I threaded it by hand. I used my ratchet at first. Oh, first make sure you line up the thing. That little hole on top was in line with the slot, so that helped. Then I used my ratchet to tighten the bolt. Then I used this, this isn't a very powerful one, this electric impact to drive it all the way home. Then I'm going to use this torque wrench just to finish it off at 111 foot-pounds. I'm going to end this video now. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I just had to put the Serpentine belt on and, you know, in the wheel, and we're all done. Jack it down, start it, and go for a ride. Bye-bye. Happy motoring. Okay, I know I was ending the video, but this belt, I mean, it lasted a long time, I guess, but it's got some cracks. Oh boy, I don't know. It's got some big cracks on the outside. So I just ran to AutoZone, and this is the belt. If you want the Duralast type, they didn't have many in stock, but I don't want to put this thing together with a belt that's ready to break. So so this one is history. Put the new belt on. Be good to go. Here's the numbers. All right. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody.